Hi, I'm Saverio from HoRNet Plugins. In this video, I would like to show you a technique to equalize a kick drum using our TotalEQ MK2 equalizer. It's a visual equalizer that makes equalization much easier since you can see on the spectrum visualizer the frequency distribution of your sound. So you can easily tackle problems and see the general balance of your tracks much easily. This is the first of a series of tutorials I'm going to do on equalization using always this plugin. And I think there is not much to say more than this. And I jump into the session where I have a couple of tracks from the acoustic kick drum, and in a mic inside the kick and a mic outside the kick. So we need to equalize both to make the sound we want. Now, let's jump straight into the session. Here we are. I will start with the kick in and then the kick out. First, I need to listen both tracks together and see if we need to do some phase reversal on one of both. So let's listen and try to invert the phase of one of the two plugins, so you know if the track sounds more full. Definitely. So we need to reverse the phase of one of the microphones. It doesn't matter in this context. It doesn't matter which one because we don't have any other tracks. But if we had other tracks of the drum kit, it's better to reverse the phase of the one which is in counter phase respect to all the other tracks. So you need to look at the phase, try to phase reversal each of the tracks, or just look at the DAW with a large zoom so you can see the actual waveform and see which one is rotated by 180 degrees. So we now have our phase reversal activated. We can start to equalize the kick inside, the microphone inside the kick. I will solo the kick in track and look at the spectrum. First thing I'm gonna make sure is that I have a 4.5 dB octave tilt, because this is a very good general balance. So if we aim for a straight line with these tilts, we know that we're gonna get a balanced sound. So if we look at the spectrum now, we see that we have a lot of bass information here, and not enough high end. So we have two options. The first one is to reduce the bass area or to rise the high end. Since there is some cymbal split, I prefer to reduce the low end. I will take a point around here where I should start to set my low shelf, and with a low shelf filter I'll start reducing the level of the low end and trying to bring it on par, in line with the high end. It's almost here, so I can think maybe a little bit too much. I think we've done it. So this is the balance, and I will enable the equal loudness monitoring to make sure that the total loudness of the track it's the same and I'm not being fooled by loudness changes. And now I can bypass and re-enable the plugin to see if my equalization made it better. Yes, it did. Maybe I cut a little bit too much. And now I have to tackle a problem that this recording has here. The fundamental tone of the kick drum lies around here, but we have this overtone which is not harmonic with the fundamental, because the fundamental is at 59, 60 hertz, something like that. But this overtone is not harmonic, so because it's not double that frequency. So we need to tackle it with a tight Q and lower it down to bring out our fundamental. It will make our kick sound more tight. Something like this should be it. If I mute this band, you can hear how different it sounds. This is definitely tighter and fuller. Perfect. Love it. There is nothing else to do here because we don't want to change drastically the sound. We just want to make it sit better in the mix. I will turn off equal loudness monitoring because for mixing it's not safe because it may fluctuate the level. So I will now solo the outside kick, the outside microphone, and look at the spectrum. We need now to use a tilt EQ because this is a straight slope. So with a tilt equalizer, we can bring the high end up and lower the low end at the same time. It's perfectly fine to have a lot of bleed in the outside kick microphone. Okay, so you see we are almost with a straight line. That's what we aim for. Now we have the same resonance problem here, so we need to remove this one with a tight Q, or at least lower it at the level of the fundamental. And I think we have another problem here because this is exactly 176 Hz, which is not a multiple of 60 Hz, so we need to remove this too. Well, it sounds more natural. Now we can lower our tilt because we have removed these two bad resonances. And now that we have this kind of sound, which is very boxy, this is an artistic choice, we are going to remove the 800 area to make it sound more hi-fi. I don't know exactly where. Broad EQ maybe. Okay, this is it. Okay, this should be it. Now if we put both tracks together, we need to of course set the right level for the outside kick and inside kick. And this is it. Our kick drum, our final kick drum. If I bypass both plugins, I simply bypass both plugins. Here the difference is more boxy. It's just a thump, while with our equalization, it sounds like a kick drum. What we did, a quick recap, is to do the correct balancing, trying to reach a straight line both on the inside and outside mic. And then we removed nasty resonances that should not have been here because there are inharmonics. So with this equalization, we got our kick drum sound. So this is HoRNet TotalEQ. It's a very versatile equalizer. We have, of course, many more features in this equalizer, but they were not needed for this task. In other tutorial, I will show you how to use dynamic equalization, mid-side processing, and all the other features we have. So stick with us, and thank you very much for watching this video.